Mr. Schaub, sorry for your loss.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. This is Into the Bapaverse once again. Now, today's going to be the best of the Fighter and the Kid with the Skankfest crew, or the Legion of Skanks guys. Luis J. Gomez, Big J, Dave Smith at Skankfest in Las Vegas. This is also Brendan Shaw's first time appearing here and also doing a live podcast, a live version of the Fighter and the Kid podcast, which he doesn't really ever do. Or I don't think he's ever done, to be quite honest with you. I don't think he's ever done a live podcast like this. Maybe except when he does like the fight companions. But those are less engaging and, you know, usually he doesn't really look at the chat or there's not really an audience there to react to whatever he's saying. So this is, you know, pretty much a new thing for Brendan to do. But, you know, a lot of people thought that he wasn't gonna show up to the event, that he was gonna chicken out and not do it. But he proved everybody wrong. Luis J. Gomez, I think he wasn't so sure of him showing up as well. Bryan Callen had some problems coming in too. Some airplane issues, some flight issues. So there was a little bit of doubt going into the show if it was gonna happen.
Sorry, Bryan Callen is stuck in New York, and Fighter and the Kid might be canceled tonight.
There's crazy.
It's
flow.
not. No. It's we're trying to make it work.
Why? Why try?
But eventually it did, and there were some good things that were discussed. Some of the things that I think some of the fans wanted to know about, especially about Joe Rogan. Why hasn't Joe Rogan invited Brendan to the comedy Mothership?
It has been a problem though, because there's, you know, a lot of people want to come, and some of them are just, you know, people are weird, like that want a headline, and you know that they know, like, you know that you're not really a headliner. Like, what are you talking about?
Brendan gives the answer for that, and I think it's quite a good answer to give. Pretty much saying that, hey, I'm not ready for that. You know, all the comics that go up there, all the stand-up comics that go up there, they're way better than me. I'm not in that level, and I don't want to lower the standard.
We're paying your life.
So we're gonna be reacting to this, the Fighter and the Kid podcast with the Legion of Skanks. So first clip I'm gonna show you is Brendan is introducing Luis J. Gomez, Dave Smith, Big Joe Okerson, with a little Mortal Kombat theme song to, you know, start it up. Have a little nice ironic flow going in there, because it is going to be, this is going to be like Brendan's big fight, you know, metaphorically speaking. Second clip, Dave Smith coming in hot, you know, pretty much addresses the elephant in the room here and points out the little quote-unquote rivalry that Brendan and Luis have been having.
This is incredible. I'm so excited. I can't believe Luis is gonna fist fight Brendan Schaub on stage. On stage, in front of all of you people.
Time to go viral.
You know what? I also like to point out here how Brendan here is just grabbing the ice with his bare hands, right? That's just so gross. You know, compared to Luis grabs his cup, like he uses his cup as a scooper.
Luis looks like a Disneyland pimp, doesn't he?
Look at that. That there is an alpha move by Brendan. He just owned everybody in that panel there just by barehanding ice. And you know what he does with that hand, right? You know, Brendan is known for taking a pee-pee and not washing his hands and also pissing in the sink.
My Twitter feed lit up a little bit more to say, don't go to the bathroom there because you piss in the sink.
Oof.
Where?
What? They said that you said this out loud.
Wait,
Does he piss in the sink
don't
here?
go to, I've done
I've
it
never
maybe
seen it.
once.
Okay, but
So here in this clip, Luis compliments Brendan by saying, oh, you're so big. You're such a nice guy. I didn't think, you know, when we met, like, you're going to be such a nice dude.
He's so much bigger than you guys realize. Holy shit!
Yeah. He
God
feels
damn
like
it,
he's
dude.
granite.
It's so much easier to talk shit on the internet. Oh my God, this guy's great in person. Holy.
And now this is kind of a funny thing that people say or point out online is, you know, when somebody tries to talk about somebody else, it's like, oh yeah, he's a nice guy.
Oh my God, this guy's great in person.
Like, is he really a nice guy, or is that the only thing you got to say about him because you know, he hasn't really done anything bad to you. The TFATK subreddit likes to point out this kind of saying is like, oh, he's such a nice guy.
Kind of made me sad, but when he actually took his life, he was sober.
Yeah.
Like stone sober.
Damn.
But he must have, his depression must have been that bad.
See, I feel, and I'm not speaking for you because obviously I've never gone through this. My dad was around.
So here in this clip, Brendan says that this is his first time meeting Luis J. Gomez. I think specifically he mentioned Bert Kreischer saying, oh, you guys have to meet. You guys eventually going to become best friends, you know? You guys have so many things alike.
Everyone's told me, everybody, Bert Kreischer, everybody. It was like, you and Luis, you just need to get together.
Yeah.
You guys are going to love each other. You're into the same shit. He's built some stuff. You've built some stuff. You guys are going to like each other. But we've never really met face to face.
So then after this, Brendan starts to compliment Luis, you know, Luis's work ethic, but then immediately gets roasted.
Yeah. And this is it.
What you've built is insane, dude.
Yeah,
I
dude.
bow down to you, man. Like it's an honor.
That's right. You should bow down to be.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And then, you know, they're saying, chill, Luis, like, this guy can easily beat you up. And we'll just let it happen because we can't do anything about it.
Are you out of your goddamn mind, Lewis?
Shut up, dude.
Lewis, take the olive branch, you lunatic.
I'll tell you what.
Let me control Lewis's mic.
Just throw him in a headlock and then watch what happens. What'll happen is Schaub will just go like this and start giggling, and then it'll be a disaster.
Lewis, we do not have your back. Please. You are on your own here.
Hey, I won't let him kill you without going, stop, it's my friend.
So here in this next clip, Luis said that there was a couple people saying that Brendan was going to cancel his appearance at Skankfest.
I have fans tweeting at me and be like, dude, Brendan convinced Bryan to lie for him because Brendan didn't want to show up. That's what they were saying. They thought it was a whole ruse. And then Brendan was here at 2 o'clock getting down all day.
No, you know what?
Getting down all day.
No, you know what? Schaub.
You know, and then Bryan calls Brendan out saying that, you know, Brendan was scared to show up because he thought the Skankfest audience was going to be hostile towards them. Brendan kind of says, yeah, for sure. And he also kind of like brought his brother as kind of backup in case anything did happen.
No, you know what? Schaub called me up. We were talking at the airport. He goes like this. He goes, dude. I go, what? He goes, the crowds. I go, uh-oh. He goes, they're f***ing great. They're really nice.
Thank you.
Which is, you know, I guess guess that was kind of the thing about him showing up is like, yes, of course, the audience on paper was going to be harsh towards them. But it turned out to be the exact opposite, and they actually cheered for him and enjoyed him being there at that event.
Guys, give it up for Bryan and Schaub, man.
All right.
Guys, give it up for Bryan. That was so fucking fun, man.
Brendan admits that he actually was surprised by how welcomed he was to Skankfest.
No, to be honest, I was terrified to come though, for sure.
You were nervous.
I'm super nervous.
He said it. You did say to me, you're like, dude, like I got to keep my head on a swivel. I was like, they're not going to hurt you, Brendan. Relax.
I don't know. People
Brendan,
are so mean.
You can double clothesline your way through this place systematically.
Mr. Schaub.
So now we're going to be skipping to 20 minutes into the podcast. So Luis asked Brendan, why do people hate you so much?
Brendan, why are you such a fucking sweetheart? Why does everyone hate you so much? What is happening?
I know.
What is wrong with you people? He couldn't be any nicer.
I know. That's what happened.
Big J actually has a great response, and it's because it's obvious. Luis started it.
You started it. Yo,
He did
that's
start it.
fucking hilarious.
That was a great
Hey,
response.
guess what?
So Brendan's response towards why people hate him is because he says there's a lot to hate on.
Look,
There's a lot to hate on.
But he also doesn't try to give back the same energy towards anybody that doesn't like him. For example, Luis talking shit.
there is a lot to hate
But
on.
I've never, have you ever heard me say a bad word about you?
You've never said a bad word about anybody. You're the nicest person I've ever met. But,
That's not what I do.
but these people hate you so much. I don't understand. I'm trying to understand
Well,
it.
you know what it is? He is 6'4" with all that hair. hair.
This is new.
And shoulders for days. It's a little annoying.
It is.
You know what I mean? Like, he's kind of good breeding stock, so it's fun to kind of, even I kind of secretly talk behind his back. You know what I mean?
I'm
I do.
aware.
Now, Dave Smith here likes to point out the reason why Brendan might be getting all this hate is because of Bryan Callen. And he also thinks that, you know, Bryan Callen might be responsible for creating the subreddit and actually trying to blame Bobby Lee and Kalila for it. And he's actually the one, you know, pretty much bullying Brendan online because he secretly hates him.
Hey, will you clear bullying meaning define bullying for me?
It was you all along. It was never Bobby Lee's ex-wife. It was you.
No comment.
The whole thing.
I didn't say that. I didn't say it.
We broke open the case.
I said
right
nothing.
here. It's always who you least suspect.
You piece of shit. We find out it's Brian with a fake account.
Like this. I don't know why I wish. This.
Oh, what a puppet master.
That would be
pants.
That would be a great last scene of that movie, though. If they were like, "It's been Callen the whole time."
Yeah. It's a slow turn.
So, speaking about subreddits that hate you, Lewis points out Brandon ain't really the only one getting hate from the fans, right? Quote unquote fans, disgruntled fans on the subreddit. Like, for example, Opie and Anthony and also Joe Rogan have the same treatment. They get the same treatment from their subreddit as well.
You've never been on it? Oh, let's open it right now on the big screen if we could. No, I'm kidding.
Is that bad? I
You've never.
I don't have a Reddit account.
You don't have to have a Reddit account to go onto it.
No. I started
Brian's
hearing about
60
this
years
later on.
old.
Yeah, I don't even read my own comments.
But the Joe Rogan Reddit
Sorry, guys.
account is all just
Feel like I'm
trash
ignoring
Joe
you.
Rogan also. It's a Reddit turned into a weird thing where like there's fan groups of people who hate the thing that they're in the group of.
Yeah.
And now in this clip, Brendan says something that I can agree with relating to the subreddit haters, quote unquote subreddit haters, is that they actually watch the show more than anybody else and they know so much about it. You know, i.e. me, for example.
Isn't
Because nobody watches it more.
I know.
Like, they know so
Yeah,
much shit.
Yeah, but isn't it a community?
Okay, so here, Lewis gives a reason why he likes to be on the subreddit. His subreddit or anybody else's subreddit is because he likes to lean into the jokes and also likes to listen to the criticism.
Dude, I lean into it. I go onto Reddit and I read all of the hate, so then I become desensitized to it, and then I don't actually care.
Do you really read it?
Lewis
I go on
also,
Reddit every day. I have the app on my phone. What do you?
I'm
I
also
post on the Fighter and the Kid subreddit.
Also, in this clip, he takes a photo with Brendan and says he was going to post it on the TFATK subreddit to kind of lean into, you know, what he was saying, lean into the joke, you know, kind of spoil it for them. If you're in there with the subreddit, you can, you know, ruin their fun of them making fun of you. But I have not seen the post on the Fighter and the Kid. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it was just to say it and it was never going to happen. Or maybe they got taken off. Who knows?
Yeah.
I'll post right now a picture of me and you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now, Brandon here asked Lewis, like, how's your mental health after visiting, you know, Reddit and hearing the criticism?
Hey, but you can read all that stuff. How's your mental health?
I want to kill myself.
Let me tell you, not great.
Look what he built.
Yeah.
He's going to die early from a rage heart attack, probably.
And Lewis admits, yeah, it's not ideal, but it helps me become better and makes me much more thicker skinned.
No, I mean, look, you're right. It probably would be better. It probably would be better to not read all of the hate, but also I read it to like make myself a little bit better. It makes me a little bit more self-aware.
No, I can't play baseball right now, James. I'm reading hate comments on Reddit.
It's making Papa better.
I will.
And here is one of the biggest references that anybody can make is the whole Trugg Walgg drama that happened almost a year ago now. And for those that don't know what the Trugg Walgg mean is that it means that allegedly Brendan propositioned Andy Lederman, another stand-up comic, to walk him to his truck. If you know what I'm saying.
I had a guy that was like, why don't you walk me to my truck, this married guy, where I'm like, and we know him, I'm not going to say who it is, but he's like, why don't you give me a walk? Why don't you you should walk me to my truck. I'm like, so what, I can blow you? Like,
Brendan actually took the joke well from, Luis J. Gomez.
Yeah, no, this chick's pretty hot. And then, yep.
Well, don't say this chick is pretty hot. She's hot.
She's pretty hot, dude. I mean, look, fucking Schaub's not trying to walk into his truck, I'll tell you that much.
What's that?
Oh, is that Mo Dix?
Like I said, he took the joke well, and he actually said he actually got a new truck.
And I do have a new truck.
You have a new truck, dude. You ain't walking this chick to your truck. Let's get real, dude.
I know.
Yeah.
You fucking maybe look at her in the rearview mirror as you drive away.
Yeah, they're all looking at Schaub.
Schaub look.
Now here's a little interesting clip. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like in this clip, Bryan Callen is taking shots at Joe Rogan. Let me know what you guys think here. Let me know.
I just love that these guys are smoking. It's so rare. I live in a world where everybody does cold plunges in the morning and has seared elk and half a yam if they've earned it. And these fucking guys are just like, videotape it for me, you fucking pussy. Cancers for...
Live long for what, dude?
Dicey.
I don't know if you guys care too much about Brandon's political ideology.
Right, so.
Boring.
Sure.
Hey.
Yeah, thank you.
You guys talking about DeSantis
He was-
2024?
no, he was-
now,
he
now
was
about
doing-
DeSantis 2024?
You eating a donut or you eating cheese?
well, whatever it is, you sound exactly the same as you do when you don't have that in your mouth.
I guess this is kind of lets you guys know where he leans on, because he kind of says, he basically says that he looks up to Dave Smith about politics, and he basically parrots whatever Dave Smith says. And also, Dave Smith is a libertarian. If you don't know what a libertarian is, here's the Google definition for it. Libertarianism is a political philosophy that upholds liberty as a core value. What is libertism in simple terms? Libertarianism, is a kind of politics that says the government should have less control over people's lives. It is based on the idea of maximum liberty. Libertarians believe that this is usually better to give people more free choice. And if you listen to Brendan at all, you can understand that he does do this a lot. Like when COVID happened, and even also talking about cars and how he doesn't like electric vehicles. And
I agree.
AB, when I argue with you on politics, I don't know shit about politics.
Dave Smith
I'm just regurgitating
Well,
Dave
he
Smith.
and
it's a very
right.
CT version of it.
Yeah.
And it's not good.
But
yeah.
he's a libertarian. I'm right with him.
This is how stupid libertarianism is. Brendan Schaub agrees with it.
Correct.
Brendan, up in the name of liberty.
Kudos, because he's the smartest tool in the shed.
now here's a little funny little thing that happens between Lewis and Brendan. Lewis requests Brendan to punch him in the arm to feel his heavyweight power.
Punch me in the arm really hard. I want to see how hard you punch.
Oh, dude,
Dude.
please.
I want to feel it, dude.
Please.
I want to feel it.
Dude,
Let's go blow for blow. Hold on.
Brendan,
I
rattle
went
him.
first.
He hates it.
Oh, man. This is going to be
He
bad.
hates this.
Fuck, dude.
No, dude.
Lewis,
No,
you got
no.
to fight.
Brendan,
Lewis,
give him what he deserves.
Lewis, you got a fight coming up. What are you doing?
Brendan doesn't really want to punch him.
You got a fight coming up, though.
Go.
Brendan, turn your shoulders.
I don't want to. I don't.
Squash the
I
mug.
Hold on.
So Lewis gets the crowd to egg him on, heckle him, call him. And yeah, it works. And then so Brendan punches him, and it kind of goes wrong because not only did he punch his arm, he also punched his or his chest, the side of his chest, and that was because of Lewis's wardrobe.
We'll be okay.
Let's see, dude. He's sitting down. I'm serious. You can hit me as hard as you can,
But
dude.
Lewis, you got a box. You're gonna get a Charlie.
No,
horse.
dude. A punch in the arm, dude. Whatever. Brendan's gay, dude. How about that?
Oh Jesus!
Brendan's gay. Brendan's gay. Brendan's gay.
Brendan,
Keep your arm close to your body.
Dude, I bet you Brendan punches like a bitch. Oh, you missed me and punched me in my rib.
It went arm to tit.
Oh, my God. It was like the JFK bullet. It ricocheted.
It's the silky shirt. It's
Dude,
the silky shirt.
He hit me twice, you piece of shit.
It was so mean.
So Speaking about Brendan not wanting to hurt people, Bryan Callen talks about the time when, Michael Rappaport wanted to play around with Brendan, and so Michael got Brendan in a headlock, and Brendan, what he did was just thrust him forward, and he's apparently, according to Bryan, like he broke his rib.
I'll tell you this: he grabbed Michael Rappaport in the hallway after fighting. Michael was like, I want to see what you got. And Brendan goes, what do you want to do? And he goes, I don't know. And he goes, let me put you in a headlock. And Brendan goes, oh, I've never seen anything like that before. And then Michael grabbed him in a headlock, and Michael's a big guy. And then Brendan, I saw him start to giggle, and then he grabbed Michael and he went like that, and he broke his rib. Yeah, he went, and Michael went, oh, my rib. Oh no! And then he broke his rib.
And so then Brendan was like, yes and no, but also, that guy sucks. In a way, he was taking shots at Rappaport, because during that episode, he was talking a lot of shit towards him.
You accidentally broke his rib?
Yeah. Yes and no. He's also a far left cuck.
So speaking about Michael Rappaport, the guys talk about a beef between Ari Shaffir and Michael Rappaport. Apparently, the beef was about Michael Rappaport hating Ari for talking about the Kobe Bryant death, right? And, because Ari Shaffir is known for making fun of people that die, famous people, of course. I think at the time, Michael was trying to get him, blacklisted from comedy events.
We do not like Michael Rappaport on the Legion of Skanks, dude. We are Ari Shaffir fans all the way here, dude. Michael Rappaport. I'll say it right now.
But do Ari and Rappaport not like each other?
No,
had a whole
Michael
beef.
Rappaport
punched Ari Shaffir.
Punched Ari in the face twice.
Really?
Well,
Yeah,
he
dude.
slapped him.
Slap.
He slapped him.
But why was Rappaport so mad at Ari?
Oh, I think Ari did something wrong. That would be my guess.
Yeah, Ari
My
was
guess is
Ari.
Might have done a
deserved
little
it.
something wrong.
That would be if I had to guess.
Wait, was it Joe? It might have been the Kobe thing.
No,
right?
I think.
So Ari's way of retaliating towards Rappaport is to call out Rappaport's alleged stalking charges, is what Big J is saying. And then Rappaport got mad at Ari and basically punched him in the face after that, because he said it's on site, according to the Legion of Skanks guys here.
Well,
No, it can't be the Kobe thing.
No,
I think Rappaport started trashing Ari for the
Yes.
Kobe thing, and then Ari got really personal with Rappaport.
Yeah,
Oh,
Ari
about
said
his
something.
wife.
Yeah, about his
About
wife.
No, I don't think it was his wife. It was about he has like stalking charges and shit, like Michael Rappaport and stuff. He started calling him out like a women and shit.
Real ass dude.
So speaking about women because of Michael Rappaport, Bryan jokes about being uncomfortable and tries to leave, and immediately Lewis calls him out, and Dave says, "Yo, chill. He's got PTSD. Like that's just a reflex now. Whenever he hears people getting in alleged problems, dudes getting in alleged problems or Me Too'd, he's like, I'm out. Check, please."
Rappaport and stuff. He started calling him out like a harassing women and shit.
Real ass dude.
Real ass dude. And then he came for Ari.
Boy, that got
And he
ugly.
brought it.
All right, I'll see you guys later. Fuck.
And then that was when Rappaport was hanging out with Shane
You
Gillis.
see when Callen checks out on
Hey
conversation?
guys, Ray, it's been good for you. All right, I got another plane to catch.
Whenever it gets too hot and heavy, Callen's like, how fortunate are we to be up
I
here?
know. I want everybody to get along. I like them both. So
That was
I-
great. That was great.
Let
Oh,
me-
he got this old accusation that came up and Callen goes, what? The engine's working? Okay, I'm back on my plane. See you guys later.
One of
Good
my
time-
favorite
good times,
things-
Gotta
Skankfest.
fix the engine.
Have a good one.
What's paying your life?
So let's move on to the next clip. Brendan asks Lewis, has he ever gotten into a fight for talking shit to other people, or does he only just talk shit to him? And the crowd goes nuts. They cheer for him. They thought it was a good little quip there.
True story. True story.
Has anyone ever tried fighting you? You talk a lot. I don't know. You talk a lot of shit about a bunch of people, or just?
Yeah, I mean, I've had.
Yeah, no, you're the only one. You're the only one.
You spread the love?
Woo! Schaub. All right.
Schaub.
So they go a little off topic after that, but Brendan asks Lewis again, has he ever fought someone for talking shit?
and your fucking
but
strong jaw.
But back to you, because you talk shit. You guys do your thing. Have you had an encounter?
Yeah,
outside your friends.
I have. Well, there was one.
And so Lewis mentions a comedian named Jake the Snake's Robertson, I think he says.
There was there was a kid, this comedian in New York named Jake. I won't even say his last name. I won't give him that much credit. But he would. So we.
All right, fine.
Guys.
The Snake Robertson.
Robert.
Well, good thing we brought him. Jake, come on out. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, there was a kid when.
And the reason why they got into a little bit of a tussle, or he was mad about it, is because some sort of political thing, because they had Milo Yiannopoulos on the podcast, and he didn't like that, so he was trying to get the Legion of Skanks, more specifically Lewis, banned from doing shows.
We got kicked out of the Creek and Cave. We ended up having Milo Yiannopoulos on the Legion of Skanks podcast, who's like a right-wing, like, gay troll, dude. He's hilarious, but he's genuinely harmless. But the people on the left hated this guy.
Yeah.
So we had him on the show, and we ended up moving our show from the Creek and the Cave. Rebecca Trent, who's one of the owners of this festival with me, one of my partners, we ended up moving from her club because of the discourse that came from us having Milo Yiannopoulos on. But there was like a lefty comedian who was like talking a lot of shit online, like a ton of shit online. About all of us, yeah. Wow. And then I saw him at a comedy club once, and then I just saw red, dude. I started talking shit to him.
But he was...
So here Dave clarifies that Jake did cross the line, whoever the left-wing comic was, that he tried to throw milkshakes at them at the time, because that was a big thing happening during those years.
And then I just saw red, dude. I started talking shit to him.
But he was, all right, let me tell the story better than Lewis ever will himself. He wasn't just talking shit. He crossed the line where he was telling, back then throwing milkshakes on people was like a big thing, like on right-wingers.
I missed those days.
He was like, wouldn't it be funny if we all brought milkshakes to the Creek and Cave tomorrow? Oh, wow. Like he was trying to kind of...
And also, funny enough, Big J Okerson loved the idea of getting milkshakes thrown at him.
Instigate people.
And then Big J was into the idea. He was like, dude, they're bringing milkshakes. This fucking rules.
I'm like, this is why I started doing comedy. One day they'll shower me with milkshakes. And my grandmother said, you're living a dream.
He goes, Lewis, and you fight this man?
Yeah, that's not a very...
But so, and then it just, but it was just kind of like this weird thing where he was kind of trying to instigate like a thing to go down. And then the shit talking got more and more and more on Twitter. Like it was not good.
Yeah.
It like crossed the line.
Because you'll
Okay, so let's skip over this part. And so Lewis says that he's also fought Kurt Metzger, like he said previously at the Comedy Store, I think.
Only time, but
So
then,
what happened?
I almost got into a fight with Kurt Metzger live on the Legion of Skanks at the Comedy Store.
Oh wow!
A real fight with
a
Kurt?
real fight,
Really?
dude.
But instead, I had water thrown on me.
No, it was whiskey.
Whiskey thrown in my face.
You did?
No, I threw a cup of whiskey at Kurt Metzger's big, fucking ugly head.
Brendan asked why, like he likes Kurt, and Bryan likes Kurt as well, and Lewis doesn't really give a straight answer for it.
And you blocked it.
Yo, I mean, it was cat-like.
Why? Have you ever spoken to Kurt Metzger?
He's always been nice to me.
I've known him a long time.
No, he is the worst. No, I love Kurt. He's the man. We went on tour together. We're friends. We made up.
So Dave Smith calls him out and says, well, Lewis doesn't really have a good reason why.
Oh, he backed down.
Dude, it's so funny that when you go through these things, anytime you tell the story of like where I almost fought this guy, and I know the story, and I'm like, no, it was a whole thing. But then when you start telling it, you're like, this sounds really stupid, man. Like this was not worth fighting over. Like first, the thing with Jake, we were like, no, but he tweeted a thing. So like Lewis had to fist fight.
I'm like, all right.
So in this clip, Lewis pinpoints the reason why everybody hates Brendan, and it's because of Bryan Callen. He makes him sound such like a rich douche, right?
I'm like, all right.
I was with Schaub. We were in your Porsche back in the day when you were still fighting. And this guy had those rap.
Hold on, let me just say right now. Let me point this out. This is the moment. This is it. I just pinpointed the moment. Why? And it's not even Brendan's fault. It's Bryan's fault.
I know.
These people will never own a Porsche.
I know.
They hated that you just said that.
It doesn't matter because
they
I don't
put
talk
himself
about
in debt
Porsche.
for a Porsche. He doesn't give a fuck.
I drive a Dodge Ram.
But the thing about it,
Brendan's an everyman.
He'll drive it every day, though. He doesn't keep it there. He'll fuck.
Hey, you're not helping.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's like,
Moving on. Lewis brings up the TFATK subreddit. Lewis wonders if Brendan can ever win the people back over to him. You know, be fans again of him.
Look, I think we can win the Fighter and the Kid subreddit back for Brendan Schaub. There's a way, there's a
Get
path.
it back, baby.
There is a path.
the path. Lewis
All
believes in the
ears,
path.
man. I'm all ears.
There is
Then Brian asked the guys, like, why does the subreddit hate Brendan?
a path.
What do you think the hate was about? I couldn't figure it out.
I know.
For real?
Do you think it's more of Brian?
What's that?
Big J has a good response, and it says, and he's and you know, Big J has a good and Big J's response to that is, well, it's obvious, and he lists a couple of reasons why they don't like Brendan.
Well, I say that only because, like, look, there's like a zillion things. Like, you're a former fighter. You came in with a name to comedy, so you got fast-tracked.
Yep.
In so many ways and put in the public eye. And then people sit behind keyboards, and again, you're the guy in their mind who, like,
Bullied
fucks
them in high school.
fucks their. So there's like, fuck this pretty motherfucker. You know,
He says this a lot. So Brendan says he doesn't mind that they hate on him, but he also doesn't like that they attack his family. And, you know, Brendan does admit that the comments do hurt him. You know, the criticism does hurt him.
No, he can't be funny.
I don't have a problem with that.
They start with hate.
But
That's
that
what it
stuff
is.
I get. That stuff I get when they make it personal. That's where it hurts my feelings.
Oh no, for sure. But I'm saying,
You
but
can clown the comedy, my fight picks. All
It does hurt his feelings.
No, I think that's fair. Like, don't attack his family. Don't attack anybody that's private. But I think where the problem lies is that, you know, Brendan doesn't do the same for others, right? Like, he's on his podcast, and he could say, like, oh, it's comedy and that. But, you know, people online could say it's comedy too. And so, you know, you also yourself, Brendan, have to draw a line and not make fun of Al Pacino's, like, children, for example, which is a, you know, pretty widely known clip. This one's called Brendan Schaub is the biggest piece of shit in every facet.
So his kids suffer from
Ugliness.
They suffer from very bad immune disease.
Dude.
They
Ching,
suffer.
click on the one of the with him with the glasses, the nurse one.
What do you mean, this one? Brennan.
Yeah, that one.
Brennan.
Ain't that a bitch? Just hold on. Ain't that a bitch? You're Al Pacino, and that's your squad.
Is that his son?
God, wait. You know what, Al?
nice.
You've had a good run, right? He goes, I
He
sure
loves
have.
his children.
I'm gonna give you the two ugliest kids on the planet.
No, stop saying that. Listen, there's a bad pictures. They had rheumatoid arthritis.
You know what? You're right.
But
It's the
it is
angle. No,
interesting.
you're right. It's the angle.
Yeah.
So here in this clip, Lewis gives his perspective on why, you know, he thinks maybe people hate Brendan, and Lewis thinks the reason why people hate him is because of the way he got into comedy, the quote unquote the easy way.
I think here's the thing: comedy fans in general are fucking nerds, right? Most comedy fans. I'm a comedy fan, dude. We didn't have an easy path. I think the perception on you is that you've had an easy path. You're a good-looking dude. You're in shape. You're an athlete, and then you got into comedy, and you sort of had it kind of easy. You got
Such
special,
an
very
easy path.
And, you know, Dave Smith, I guess, in defense of that, says that how did he come in the easy way? He basically came in through, like, the UFC, like, basically fist fought his way in. How is that any way easy?
Kind of easy.
Such an easy path. Fist fighting Mirko Krokop.
Yeah.
What an
Dude, you
easy
just
path.
Yeah, well,
So you just
guys are
skirted
doing
through
open
life.
mics. Yeah.
I had to do open mics.
No, but
and this guy just fist fought.
Now, you know, funny enough, Brendan admits that Lewis is right about having an easy path because, you know, if you guys can recall, like, Showtime offered him a comedy special.
No, but you're right. But as far as the comedy, like, I didn't anticipate any of it. And I wish I was smarter to see it, because when my agent goes, "Hey, Showtime wants to give a special," I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna be just like them." I didn't realize.
And I tried to talk him out of it.
You and Rogan did.
I tried to talk him out. We almost got in a physical fight
and then
over
I was
it.
like, oh, they're just haters. But then,
well, what happens is you start killing. You're a young comic. Your audience is there to see you, so you're doing well. You're like, I can do a fucking Showtime special, and then you realize the people at Showtime have no fucking clue about comedy.
And I didn't realize the backlash. And then,
and you know, Brendan, in hindsight, thought, in hindsight, of course, like after everything has settled, that it wasn't a good idea to do it because he was so early in his comedy career that I guess, you know, he couldn't give up the offer, right? He couldn't give up that offer of doing a comedy special for a certain amount of money. So he took it.
But even like my first set was at the Comedy Store. I didn't realize how big of a deal that was. And I'm like, oh, everyone's going to dig this. I'm at the Comedy Store. But I should have never been there. The Showtime special, I should have never gotten that.
Right.
I thought most comics would be like, dude, for 2 years, this is awesome. No.
No, people were like, yeah, dude.
I knew.
So look, that is pretty good to hear. Brendan knows now, or I mean, I guess maybe a lot of people wanted to hear from himself is that, hey, I just wasn't ready and I jump-started my career, but, you know, I couldn't possibly give that bag up, right? So I did it, and now I'm living, I think maybe that's just trying to say I'm living through the consequences now that people are criticizing me for not being a professional level stand-up and still not still yet reaching my prime, right? And so I'm seeing the criticism and I hear it, and yes, you guys are right. I'm still not even ready for it, which I think that's pretty cool for him to acknowledge and admit. And you know, Brandon said that Joe and Bryan did suggest to him to not do it, but he just couldn't give up the offer.
I knew it was going to happen.
Whoa,
and to your credit, you even said, he texted me and go, fuck, dude, you were trying to save me from all this. I was like,
the day after the drop, I text Callen, I apologize. I'm like, you're right, brother. I should have listened to it.
Here he addresses the Schaubisms that Brendan does. This is quite hilarious there. That's funny. And I like how Brendan acknowledges that, yeah, I just give up on certain words. Like, you guys know what I'm going to say. You guys know what I'm saying.
I'm doing the hour on the road anyway. This will be cool. Like, people will know I've only been in 2 years. It just doesn't work that way. Because when it's a major network special, they go, well, Bill Burr's on there. Sebastian's on there. And then you're following.
By the way, I watched Brendan just give up on saying Maniscalco. Did you guys?
I've been doing this way too long.
Tried.
I know my
pro. You're a pro.
I know my Sebastian Mala anyway. So
Great. That was great.
Jacko.
Sebastian Manna. We all know who talking.
You all know. We all know.
I know there's more C's than you'd think.
Yeah.
And so to be safe, I always go Sebastian Maniscalco.
Dave Smith gives him props, right? Like I just did right now too, because not only did he start out young in his comedy career, but but he also had to follow comedy legends as well, which is not easy, right? You know, young guy, coming in, and then you have to follow maybe like a Bill Burr or Joe Rogan or Bryan Callen. It's no easy thing to do, right? It's not easy to do that.
Me and Lewis were like a few years into comedy. You had been doing it a bit longer, but you remember John Mayer started doing stand-up. And he immediately started working at the Comedy Cellar every night. And I remember there'd be these young comics, and even I was a young comic at the time too, but like at the shitty shows we'd be at, and they'd be like, this is such bullshit. John Mayer just gets to go do the Comedy Cellar. And you're like, well, where the fuck do you think John Mayer's gonna go?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Signed up
John
40th
Mayer,
on our list?
Like, you think John Mayer's gonna be at an open mic with you?
Well, I will say that there's something to
let me just say that. But I remember even talking about it at the time, and you go, look, I know you think that's fucking easy for him because he gets passed. Because, yeah, he's fucking Jennifer Aniston, so he's not going to be where you are. You know what I mean? He's going to be somewhere better than that. But there's also like a whole flip side, which is that this motherfucker's got to follow Dave Attell tonight.
Oh, it was a nightmare.
Which is like a crazy situation
it was like
for someone who's never done stand-up
baptism by fire
to do.
Yeah.
Mr. Schaub.
Now, to finish up, this is the last clip. Brendan responds to the people who keep asking him why hasn't he done the Joe Rogan comedy Mothership yet. And, Brendan simply states that he's just not ready for it.
So that's like the same thing you'll see in my comments or maybe in yours on Red. Like, oh, why aren't you playing the Mothership, Brendan? I don't deserve to be there. And me and Rogan have had this conversation. I'm not there yet.
And he says that there should be a stand-up comedy standard, like I said before, to have in this industry to let people know, where you are in your comedy career.
But yeah, that's sort of the thing. Like, the reality is, the Cellar, which was at the time one of the the most respected comedy club in the world, shouldn't have put John Mayer on. They should have said, you know what, you got to be a comic.
Yeah.
That's on them. I'm not saying that, like, maybe you shouldn't have been in a room with a lot of people, but I'm saying that it's up to us as whatever we are.
There has to be a standard.
There has to be a fucking standard.
And he says, quite honestly, I'm not there yet. I don't feel like I should be in that building. I don't deserve to be there. I haven't earned my way to that. I think that's an appropriate response because, he doesn't really talk about it that much and has not really ever, try to push Joe.
I'll get there. But so I shouldn't be there. I don't want to go there and get backlash. Like, when they invite me to be a headliner, I'll know it's my time.
All right,
I don't want to recreate the Comedy Store for me. I don't want
No.
to.
Stand-up's great. Stand-up lets you know.
I think he owes Joe Rogan too much to now go to his, comedy shows and ruin his show there just because he's his friend and, Joe ruined Brendan's, UFC career.
Stand-up lets you know.
No,
it's just like
You can't fake stand-up, and you can't fake comedy. You can't fake fighting.
But you also
Is that a Hallmark card? God damn it, dude.
if you keep doing it, though, inevitably you're gonna grow as a thing. Someone like John Mayer is a great example. Like, he did it, even though he was able to go in, as you with a name, is able to go into these big clubs right away.
It doesn't matter.
The thing was, eventually, you're going to have to really stick it out and grind these spots out. And John Mayer was like, I don't know, I'm going to go fuck Katy Perry or whatever. He
but Brendan's going to do 20 minutes after this, guys. You ready?
It's too hard. It's too hard.
Yeah, but you're also, listen, I appreciate everything you're saying, and I think you're right about a lot of it, and you're kind of like being honest about where you are. But also at the same time, you're not what John Mayer did, because you've actually been sticking this out for a long time.
Oh, I'll run
the truth
circles
is,
around John
well, you
hell yeah, dude.
well, that's
Look, that is a true thing, right? John Mayer and all these other people like T.I. and all these temporary, famous people that do comedy, they just do it for fun for a bit, right? Try to test it out, maybe try a new audience, but eventually they fizzle out and they go back to doing their regular stuff. And, Brendan didn't do that, right? He didn't, go into comedy and then go back to fighting. He stuck it out for the long haul, the longest of hauls. And now you can see, I can feel like he has gotten a little bit better. But as as those guys, as the guy said, they're comedy takes up to 8, 9, 10 years to perfect. 11 years, maybe even 20 years, right? And Brendan is still in his, amateur level, a little bit more higher amateur. Now maybe a solid 6 or a 7. Nah, not a 7, maybe a 6 in the out of 10 scale.
Like some Mexican cookies, and you go over there, I'm like, what the fuck's a Mexican cookie? What are you talking about? It's like a chocolate chip with sauce all over it? What are you talking about?
And look, I like the honesty. Everybody's saying, yeah, you're not John Mayer. You've actually, stuck it out, like I said, and you're still here, and that's the important part. You're not a fake. You can't fake the funk. And that's I think that's great to hear from Brendan. A lot of people don't think he's honest. He's very ego driven and likes to turn his head around for certain things he doesn't want to hear. But this time he was being quite honest and addressed, certain things that a lot of people wanted to talk about. And, that's one of the biggest things that has been clipped. And that's Joe Rogan talking about certain people telling him about a certain comic that, why don't you have him there? And he's like, well, he doesn't deserve to be a headliner. And I'll play you that clip right now. There you go.
It has been a problem, though, because there's, a lot of people want to come. And some of them are just, people are weird, that want a headline and that they know, that you're not really a headliner. What are you talking about?
So, look, just to end this video, guys, let me know what you guys think about this event. I personally thought it was, quite good to have. Sometimes you have to have sort of a debatey, adversarial conversations with people that you might think not like you. But I think it's good for you. Like, this was definitely good for him, and it opened up, maybe gain him more followers, more subscribers. Let people know that he's not a chicken and would actually, he's not scared to confront the people who talk shit to him online, which I think that's cool. Like, he should also lean into certain things, and that could ruin, what people do online and try to make fun of him, because if he leans in, just like how Luis J. Gomez said, like, you'll take away their power and you'll know what they don't like from you. And of course, you don't have to follow, what they say, or, take their criticism, but you could just listen to the other side of, what they're saying. And maybe, if you correct certain things, like how Big J's like, yeah, your fight picks suck, or your comedy sucks, or whatever, like, those are things to, like, point out and see and try to, fix for yourself. And then you'll get somebody on your side, because they'll be like, oh, this guy listened, he's actually growing, he's actually trying to get better, right? But anyway, guys, I'm going too far. Hope you guys like this video. This is the best. I try to find some of the best clips to talk about here and highlight, because I thought this was something that might have not happened, and it did. And we gotta give respect for Brandon, showing up in quote unquote hostile territory and doing his thing, especially in the live show. A live show, which is quite more like harder to do when you just pre-recorded and can delete some certain things out. And I'm sure he deleted a couple of things, because I did not hear in this part where they talk about Annie Lederman and how he took a picture with her. I think they cut that piece out. But anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time for another one. Bye bye.